Welcome to Roughing It with Ruth, the channel where everything is a bit rough around the edges. If you've watched one of my previous videos, you'll see that Joshua and I actually went and stayed at the Milorho Lodge campsite earlier this year. There were some minor issues, like the ablution block didn't have electricity while we were staying there, and amazingly, when I put that in my Google review of the place, the owners of Milorho Lodge actually responded and apologized that there was no electricity at the ablution block and offered to give us a free weekend in one of their cottages, which is where we are currently. One of the things that I absolutely love about Milorho Lodge is their check-in and check-out process. They're very much geared towards allowing you to have escape and be very private. So when you check in, you actually do not have to go to the reception area. You can drive directly to the cottage. They just give you a code to get in the gate, and then the keys will be in the door on the outside of the cottage, and you can let yourself in. And the checkout is just the reverse of that. You close up the whole cottage, lock the door, and leave the keys on the outside of the door, and you can leave. So if you don't want to interact with another person for your entire trip, then that's completely fine. You don't have to. You do get a cell phone number to contact the owners, Ian and Renee, if you do need anything. And Ian did come to check on us the first night that we were staying, just to make sure that everything was all right and we were settled in okay. The one thing that I do want to mention is that particularly by the cottages, the cell phone reception is very, very poor. But if you do need to get hold of Ian or Renee, you might just need to walk around a little bit to find some good cell phone reception. We've been staying in the Red Ivory Cottage, and actually the Red Ivory Cottage can sleep 6 people. There are 2 bedrooms, with a double bed in the one bedroom and 2 single beds in the other, and then there's a sort of mezzanine level up at the top that has 2 single beds as well. There are also 2 bathrooms and a kitchen and a lounge area, a dining room, and then an outside braai area with another table and chairs. I was really impressed by how well kitted out the Red Ivory Cottage is. When we arrived, there was actually enough wood and fire lighters and matches for our 2-night stay. If you are going to be making slightly larger fires, or if you're staying for a bit longer, or if you just have a bit more trouble getting the wood to light, you might need some additional fire lighters and some additional wood. They do sell extra wood at the reception area of Milorho Lodge, so you can just go and purchase some extra wood if you do need it. And the kitchen had all of the basic requirements for cooking your own meals. The cottage itself is also surprisingly spacious. The bedrooms are absolutely huge. You could easily fit an additional bed in there, and they have lots and lots of cupboard space for all of your clothing. They also give you some additional blankets in the bedrooms if it gets really cold. There's also a fireplace inside of the cottage, and when we put the fire on inside the cottage, it warms up the whole place spectacularly. Joshua was actually just running around in his shirt sleeves in the evening. If you're looking for a great place to come for a winter getaway, then I highly recommend the Red Ivory Cottage at Milorho Lodge. There is no television or anything like that in the cottages, which I think is fantastic because I don't want that on my nice little escape to nature. In terms of what you can do here, there are 2 main hiking trails, the Brown Trail and the Green Trail. The Brown Trail, if you do it from the reception area, is about 5 kilometers. From the cottages, I think it's about 3.5 kilometers, something like that. The Green Trail from the reception area is about 12 kilometers, and from the cottages is about 10 kilometers. Both of the trails are really worthwhile. I've done both of them. They are quite rocky and a little bit scrambly in places, so some children and some adults might find it a little bit difficult, but there are quite big sections of them that's just flat walking. The trails are quite well marked actually, but because of the type of terrain that they traverse, which is this sort of bushveld rocky terrain, it is fairly easy to go off in the wrong direction just thinking that there is a path there. One of the highlights of both the Green Trail and the Brown Trail at the Milorho Lodge is that they traverse a river that is absolutely sparkling clear, and you can swim in the rock pools. Obviously at the moment in winter that's slightly less appealing, Only Joshua was brave enough to take a dip on this particular trip, but in summer it's really, really nice to be able to swim in the rock pools and like slide down the rocks in the river. If you're looking for a much easier hike, then Renee and Ian have just recently started laying out a sculpture trail, which is down at the reception area, and that trail is only about 1.5 kilometers long through very, very gentle terrain. And if you are someone who is into art and into nature, then that is the perfect trail for you to do. Ian also makes his own wooden furniture, and there's quite a few other little handmade craft things available at the reception shop. And they also sell a few drinks and blueberries and things like that. So you should definitely check out the reception area if you are feeling like some social interaction. Milorho Lodge is also extremely accessible from Gauteng. From our home in Pretoria, it only took us about 1 hour and 20 minutes with traffic on a Friday afternoon, which is fantastic. And you feel like you've gotten out much further than just 1 hour and 20 minutes from Pretoria. You really feel like you are in the wilderness. It feels like a proper escape, even though it is so close by. If you're looking for a place that is taken care of by a couple that is really passionate about their property, then I would definitely suggest coming to stay at Milorho Lodge. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you'd like to see more from me, then you can click on my channel name to see videos that I've made in the past, or you can subscribe to my channel to see videos that I'm going to make in the future.